Mr. Speaker, the brutal murder of Laken Riley was foreordained the day that Joe Biden took office and reversed the successful Trump policies that had finally secured our borders. Since that day, just 4 years ago, more than 7.8 million illegal aliens have been deliberately allowed into our country. The population the size of the state of Washington, our 13th largest state. Very little is done to vet these millions of illegal migrants. We don't know how many terrorists and violent criminals are among them, and worse, the Democrats don't seem to care. We know that the number of terrorists we're apprehending has skyrocketed, and that violent international crime cartels and violent foreign gangs are now operating freely in our communities, often protected from deportation and detention by the Democrats' sanctuary laws. One of these criminals has now been convicted of the brutal murder of Laken Riley. How many such monsters have the Democrats deliberately allowed into our country? We do not know. But we are slowly, painfully, and tragically finding out victim by victim. In this case, the murderer was paroled into this country through a shocking abuse of this power by the Biden administration. He was repeatedly arrested for theft and other crimes in sanctuary jurisdictions, and each time released back onto our streets. Just months before Laken Riley's murder, this murderer was arrested for theft, but he was released, and ICE did not take him into custody because of a Biden administration policy that shields many criminal aliens from arrest and deportation. Sadly, this is exactly what those who voted for Joe Biden in 2020 voted for, because this is exactly what the Democrats promised to do. Fortunately, those who voted for Donald Trump in 2024 voted to stop this tragic travesty of our immigration laws, because that is what he has promised to do and will begin doing over the Democrats' objections beginning at noon on January 20th. During his first term, President Trump proved that the president, on his own authority, can secure our borders. President Biden proved that a president determined to undermine and make a mockery of our immigration laws can willfully open those borders to the most violent criminals and terrorists and gangs and cartels on this planet and use the Democrats' sanctuary laws to protect them. This national nightmare will end at noon on Inauguration Day. But what of future presidents? The Laken Riley Act would require ICE detention for illegal aliens who are charged with, arrested for, or convicted of any burglary, theft, larceny, or shoplifting offense. H.R. 29 further requires the Department of Homeland Security to issue a detainer for those illegal aliens and take custody of them effectively and expeditiously. It would also allow states to bring a civil action against derelict federal officials who refuse to enforce these laws. Joe Biden and Alejandro Mayorkas, I'm looking at you. This bill passed the Republican House in March of last year, but Senate Democrats stopped it cold. I said at the time that today the name on the bill is Laken Riley. Tomorrow it will be another victim of these policies, another son or daughter of a loved one. It won't stop until this administration is stopped, and that can only be done by the American people. Well, thank God the American people have done exactly that. They have given this Congress and this president the tools and the mandate to secure our borders and remove every person who has broken into our country by violating our laws. But without this law, a future Democratic president could once again release dangerous illegal aliens back onto our streets to prey on our people and destroy innocent young lives like Laken Riley. This bill will stop them. I reserve the balance of my time.